Ahoy there, my name's Beth and this is the story of how I renovated my 1904 Dutch sailing barge. This week, your old friend's back. So this week we're going to do some of the Bilge painting. Now you might remember in that video last year that we ripped out the floor, the remainder of the floor, which Jago helped me with, and then my brother also came and he helped me with stripping all that rust off, and then doing the first epoxy paint. Now this, the aft section has been left open, so I've kind of covered over the remainder of it with some boards. So it's kind of kept the condensation at bay, but in this aft section it's been open, so it's been open to the moist air in the boat. So we've had some condensation collecting on the cold hull, and then there's some rust spots that have come through. So these are just kind of microscopic little holes that have been there, and then rust has been able to track through. So it's quite good in a way because it tells you at least where the spots are. So I've got some more of the 2-pack epoxy paint, and I want to do another really good coat of this paint in the bilges there. And the reason for this is because they're going to be underneath the water tanks, as I think I might have mentioned last week. So it means that there's a really solid coat of paint. The floor I will be able to get up to inspect underneath, but actually getting access again will be a little bit harder. So yeah, so we'll do that. So we're going to put another coat of epoxy on there, and then later on we can cut the floor, and then we can put the flooring down properly after painting that, and then we can put the tanks down, plumb them in, put the floor on top. So yeah, I am leaving small sections of the floor which is supporting the tanks accessible. So I'm going to screw them down. However, if I ever need to, I'm going to mark on them that they're able to be lifted up. And that means that you can get access without destroying the floor. You can get access inside to look underneath the tanks to inspect those. And I think I might have mentioned earlier on that in all of the project, I want to be able to, certainly the hull, maybe not the walls so much, but the hull, I want to be able to inspect it at any time, really. You might remember in some of the other videos that the walls themselves, the internal walls, or the bulkheads, they're not really bulkheads, but you know what I mean. They're mounted on, or they're fixed to sections of the floor, which is fixed down, but it's only the minimum amount underneath those walls. So if you imagine a room with the walls and there's a little bit of floor around that, then the center of the room you would be able to completely lift out. Now they will be screwed down. There's going to be battens screwed to the hull, sort of cross beams. So they're going to be screwed down into wood. But if I ever need to, I can lift them all up. And as also I've mentioned that I'm putting inspection hatches in regular areas, and that means that I can just get a view really quickly and get in there. So the 2 inspection hatches, there will be easily liftable panels below the water, well, at least on the surface that the water tanks are sitting. And above the water tanks, there's going to be another floor in the aft section. And that is going to have some hatches inside that I can lift up really easily. And that will give me access to the access hatch in the tank, which is a bolted on kind of panel. So I can undo all those bolts, lift the bolts off, and then I can get access into the water tank to inspect it and to clean it and all of that kind of stuff. So yes, that's great. I'm pleased with that. So yeah, today what I need to do is I need to clean up some of the spray foam cut-offs that I've been sort of shaving off to fit the sides. I need to do a quick hoover around to get rid of the dust. And then I'm going to paint the rest of the hull. But I'm going to paint, and then I'm going to rush off to get the train up north, because obviously I can't stay on board with the 2-pack epoxy. It's too toxic. So that's why I picked to do it now. So I just really quickly ordered some paint so I could get that done, and then it could be setting off while I'm away. So I think really like that's probably all I'm going to do in terms of the hull painting, because the rest of the hull paint is all right. The forward section actually has had 2 coats. The middle section has had 1 good coat, but it's still all perfectly fine. And I have more access to that as well, so that's good. So yeah, I'm going to do this. I think I'll see how time goes, but I might also paint the diesel tank at the back, at the aft section as well. It doesn't really need to be painted, but I might do if I've got enough time. That's a sort of stretch goal. And then yes, that'll be it. So I need to do all of my logistics. I packed everything, and then I need everything outside because obviously I can't come back in again to get things afterwards. So yeah, I need to make sure I've done everything. But yeah, I've kind of emptied the rubbish. I've done the glue, so that's empty. And yeah, that's pretty much all it. So yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up, and then we'll do a bit of painting. So something else I need to do as well is I need to fit the nav lights. And I bought these nav lights a little while ago, and they are going to be on the side of the coach roof, just near the panel, and then in the top there. So the end panels are smaller, and the reason they're smaller is so that I can take them off and fit these. But I want to do that now because I don't want to keep on putting boards on and off, because it damages the boards, and I just can't be bothered. So yeah, I need to fit these. But then there is the wiring for the nav lights, for the side nav lights, already exists, and it's kind of pinned up near the position. So I'm going to fit these from the outside, and I'm going to wire that up, and then that's it left. That's it good. I don't need to touch that anymore. So this is the cable that's coming through for the port nav lights. So I'm going to try and bring them in around here, I think. So that's going to be about another. So that's about 10 centimeters. So I want it to be about 30 down and about 40 in. So let's go and have a look outside. Well, that's in now. So this is the connection for the nav light, for the port nav light. Oh, it's hot. And so I can connect that later on. I'll just do it when I'm doing the rest of the wiring. And then all of these other ends of the loom are coming in here as well. Unfortunately, I didn't really get much of the fitting of the light outside because the camera overheated. It's so hot outside. The camera overheated and needed a few minutes to cool down before it would turn back on again. So I just continued. I was overheating, but I didn't need to be turned back on again. So the reason why I wanted to fit that is because it is now behind this piece of wood, piece of ply, and this isn't going anywhere. This isn't moving. This isn't being taken out again. So I have the end of the cable for the reading light, and also here is the end of the cable from the wiring, from the harness, from the wiring loom. and then that is the end of the nav light as well, so I can connect those later on. And I can have a little panel here that I can open up and just check that connection. So if the nav lights ever go off, it's unlikely to be the cable between connections, but it's very likely to be a connection. So at least then I can check that connection later on. And on the other side here, I've got the cable coming out here. So again, the white one's from the nav light and this one is from the harness. So I can connect these two up here and just clip them in here and keep them. So if I ever need to check this connection, I can take the switch panel off and get access to that behind there. So that's good. Right, so I think I'm ready. I've hoovered all of the floor, and then I've got my paint. Everything that I need for the next few days is outside, I hope, because I won't be able to go back into it and get it. So yeah, so this is the floor that I need to paint, and yeah, so I just need to get on with it. I've got the paint here, so I've got the mask. This is not a bad one. I've got another mask which is good for dust, but it's not very good for vapor, which this one is a bit better. So yeah, got my mask because it's disgusting stuff. It's horrible. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just going to start. I'm just going to crack on. Well, we've got the painting done and I've got to go and catch a train now. So next time we'll start putting the subfloor in for the tanks and then get those tanks fitted. Look forward to that. See you next time.